Hi guys, it's Angel again, and I'm here with Cooking with Angel. I'm just calling again to see if we can get Mercedes on the live.
Once we get her on, then
Okay, and let's see if we can get her on not picture in picture, side by side. That'll be a lot easier for everybody to see. But in any case, today we're making curry chicken, and it's gonna be a super easy recipe once we get our act together. She said it would only be about a half an hour to make, so I'm really excited about that. And some of the ingredients that we need are pretty, common ingredients in the kitchen: white rice, chicken, some veggies. The only things that I've actually had to go out and purchase were the coconut milk and the curry spice. And I'm told that you could also make your own curry spice, but we're not gonna go that route. Okay, I'm seeing that she wants to be in my video. Okay, this is good. This is good. I'm so sorry. I don't know how to make this easier the next time, but I might just start recording on YouTube, if anything.
Same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Let's see if I can turn my phone. Okay. This is how we're gonna have to do it.
That's fine.
Yeah.
If you're in portrait, are you in portrait mode?
I am now. I wasn't.
Me too. Yeah, me too.
No, you're supposed to be turned sideways too, I think.
I did. I tried, but it doesn't. It was telling me I had to turn it portrait mode.
Okay, it's
I
fine.
don't know.
Anyway, how are you?
That's okay. You're the star, so you need to have a bigger picture. So they'll get to see you and your cooking better.
And the new apron that my mom got me.
I know, that one's so cute.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm just gonna introduce right now that we are joining the S&D podcast channel, and this is Cooking with Angel, and we're doing a curry chicken with my friend Mercedes, who is amazing. We've been friends for about 20 or something years. I don't want to give away our age, right? Like date us too much, but
yeah, that's true.
We've been friends for many years. I don't think we've ever really cooked together.
I don't know. We share dishes here and there. Like, we've eaten each other's food.
We eat each other's food, but I don't think we've ever had like a cooking party or anything like that.
Nah, I don't think so. But this will be interesting.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah.
So
I started with the onions.
Yeah, so I started with the onion.
So I tried to start with it too, so we don't fall too behind. Let me see if I could angle it a little bit here.
So Jennifer's here, Kelly is here, Christina's watching, Lillian. We have a bunch of people on here. So that's
wow. Nice. So yeah, no, you started perfect with the onions, which was perfectly fine.
Okay.
Yeah, you actually cut it the same way I do, pretty much. Yeah. So I just, we start with the cutting of the onions. You could put them in a little bowl.
In a little bowl? Okay.
Yeah. Because we're going to end up marinating the chicken and everything in here.
Okay, so a bowl big enough for the chicken.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then let me bring the chicken.
Okay. So should I put the onion in there, and should I put the chicken in there already?
Yes. If you have your chicken cut already, put it in there. Okay. So I'm kind of like, okay. Mine either. So I'm about to cut it too. Okay. So I'm pretty much using chicken breast, And I like to, you could cut the chicken breast any way you want to. This particular dish, a lot of people tend to do it in like cubes. I kind of like to slice the chicken breast in slices. So something like this,
Okay.
But that's me personally, but you could do them in cubes or you could do it in slices. It's fine.
Okay. Well, I'm going to do it in slices like you.
Yeah, I think it's just easier, Like, it's just simple. Just slice, and call it a day.
and put it in the bowl as I'm slicing, right? When it's done?
Yeah.
Slice? Okay.
Yep, perfect.
I already read
So
the chicken.
yeah. So I'm gonna make probably two chicken breasts. My chicken breasts are kind of like on the small side. I'm not cooking for a lot of people. It's just me, the hubby, and my daughter.
Okay.
So we don't really eat that much. So out of this, I'll probably get some leftovers, which is fine because I love leftovers.
Me too, for sure.
Yeah, they always seem to take like more flavor, right? The next day.
Yeah, I think it's because like all the flavors get time to hang out together. It's almost like when you marinate meat and stuff.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
okay, there we go.
pretty good.
Very good. I see that my mom is on as well.
Please.
Let me just rinse my hands real quick. One second.
Yeah, me too. So I kept the dish pretty simple.
Okay.
You know, you could make it pretty complicated, go full Indian, ingredients, but, as we were talking about it yesterday, I'm not really like a fan of, Indian cuisine. And it's not, the main reason why is because I just cannot tolerate spicy food.
Right.
So it's hard. Indian food is like super spicy and it has a lot of heat. So my husband, of course, he loves his Indian food. This is what he grew up with. So
He's Indian.
I have to adopt some of these dishes, and some of them I actually love.
Right.
So I kind of pick and choose. So this is pretty simple. So far we just have the onions, the chicken, and now we're gonna add some sofrito. That's the little Dominican version.
Okay.
Um, Everybody's sofrito is different. Let me tell you.
I'm super lazy. I need to learn how to make sofrito because I've actually never had to make it. And
Yeah.
this is what I have. So I'm gonna use. Oh no,
Yes.
this is not good anymore. So I'm gonna skip the sofrito.
Which is, you know what? This is a good thing because for those of you who don't have sofrito, we're just gonna wing it for Angel. And I literally told her yesterday, I was like, if you don't have it, you can literally just use garlic.
So how
Garlic.
garlic?
Hmm.
Like cloves of garlic and powder?
So I would say, fresh is always best. So I tend to mince it. And maybe depending on how much you like garlic, I like it very garlicky, so I might put like a tablespoon, but it's up to you and how much chicken you have. But for you, since let's say you don't have sofrito, what I would say is mince a little bit of garlic. I would also say add some oregano if you have it.
I do.
Um, and if you happen to have red peppers or any type of peppers, that would be perfectly fine.
I do.
Yeah. So technically, I'm using sofrito, but my sofrito, just so you know, it's kind of made up of this one in particular. It has garlic, red peppers, oregano. It has a little bit of vinegar.
Okay.
Um, and let me see. I think I also put some ají gustoso, which is those small little green peppers, Spanish peppers. Okay. So it's pretty simple, similar to what you're adding right now. You're adding garlic, maybe a little bit of pepper, add some oregano. This one also has a little bit of oregano too. Like I said, everybody's sofrito is different. This one might even have a little cilantro. So if you want to also, if you have cilantro, you could add a little bit too. Perfect. You actually have almost everything to make a sofrito.
Okay, cool.
You just have to literally just make it one day.
Yeah.
Like I said, everybody's sofrito is different. My mom's sofrito is garlic, ají gustoso, which is the small little green peppers. And that is it, girl. Those two things. And she'll blend it with, let's say, a little bit of vinegar
Right.
sometimes. And the reason she likes to keep it that simple is because she feels like she could use it for any dish.
Right.
So she might use it for chicken as is, and then if she makes a particular type of beans, then she feels like, okay, for this, then I could add a few other ingredients. So
Okay.
it's kind of like a base for her, you know.
Right.
For me, I wing it. I wing it with whatever I have, you know, if I have red peppers, if I have cilantro, if I have, and I kind of just do it different each time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you pretty much have everything. Yeah. So I'll put this in.
Okay. So I'm doing like okay, I did 2 cloves of garlic.
Okay.
For me, I like to add the fresh and also some ground because I feel like the ground garlic has a punch to it, you know? So I like to add a little bit of that as well. So I'm just gonna do like maybe a quarter of a teaspoon, just like a little sprinkle, just you know,
Yeah.
for that pow. And then I'm gonna add how much oregano you think I should put? Like maybe half a tablespoon, something like that.
Yeah, I would say that's pretty good.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna do that. I actually have my little measuring cups here, so my little measuring spoons. So this is half a teaspoon, and I think this looks like what I would normally put on chicken. So when we were talking last night, you were saying that you you're Dominican and
Yeah.
obviously Spanish making sofrito and all this other stuff, and that you like to give it like a Spanish flair to the Indian food. So
Yeah.
that's where all the stuff is coming from, right?
Yeah, when I started to cook some of the Indian dishes, I started to eliminate the heat, you know, because I can't tolerate the heat. Even to the point that it might cause me a little bit of asthma, you know, certain peppers. So because I was already changing the recipe, you know, I added a few of my own things, and it's mainly Dominican seasoning. And I felt like the two blends just tasted so good, you know,
Yeah.
because it's not like an overpowering curry dish, you know. I don't put that much curry in it, but the Spanish seasoning kind of balances it out and gives it just a different flavor, I feel.
Yeah. No, and I like Indian food. I like spicy food. I like chicken tandoori. That's like my favorite chicken.
Yes, yes.
Um, I like masala sauce
And I like those dishes,
and
but
then not
without,
too spicy.
yeah, that it won't be too spicy.
Yeah.
Hmm. So it's pretty good.
Okay. I got
So
my Dijon cubes that you told me about.
yes, we're gonna use that a little later.
Okay. And I got also my coconut milk. Let me grab that from here.
Perfect.
Okay. Oh my.
So at this moment, what we'll do is kind of leave the chicken to marinate for a little bit.
Okay.
So we'll start on the rice, and I'm gonna end up making plain white rice because I feel like it just helps to show off the curry flavor, you know.
Okay. So I'm
So
mixing these guys
yeah,
together. Like everything in the bowl, just mix it together and put it to the side. Okay.
and put it to the side. So let me start washing my rice. I tend to rinse it a few times, you know, before I start it. It's so funny because me and my cousin Jennifer's a chef.
Yes.
Dancing taste buds, shout out. Um,
Uh,
she was telling me how when she went to cooking school, you know, one of her teachers told her that rinsing the rice is kind of washing out the vitamins, you know. But us Spanish, you know, that's what we grew up doing. So I don't know if it's true or if it's not, but I tend to wash my rice.
okay. So I was watching Gordon Ramsay earlier today, and he was saying that the rice you have to wash it. Like you should rinse it with the cold water a couple of times. I just washed my rice actually, and I'm using the rice cooker. And
Okay.
what I do is I just put the amount of rice that I'm gonna eat. So I put 2.5 cups of rice because I want to have some leftover. It's gonna be me, my mom, and my husband. And then what I do is I rinse it with the cold water like 2 or 3 times. Take out if there's any like discolored rice. Sometimes there's rocks in there. Like growing up, my dad actually went to cooking school also, and he was saying that what they do is they take a big machine and they roll over the rice, and that's how they get it to come out of like the stalks that it's in. And that sometimes there's like stuff from the ground, like rocks and stuff that gets in the rice. So if you're not gonna wash it, you definitely need to like go through it and pick stuff out. And
Yeah.
also, Gordon Ramsay was saying that your rice is going to be clumpy if you
Mm-hmm.
so he
Yeah.
recommended the washing. So I don't know. I mean, to each his own, like, you know. But for us, we grew up also with the washing of the rice, and
Yeah.
he recommended putting 1.5 cups of water per cup of rice. But for me, I just do it equal, 1 cup of water, 1 cup of rice. But
So do I.
yeah, I think it's like
I
it
do it
depends on
the
what you like.
Yeah, I do it the same. I feel like I'm not doing it in a rice cooker. I'm doing it in a pot, the old-fashioned way. But I feel like the secret to rice is mainly when that water's drying up.
Yeah.
You know, at least when you're doing it in the pot. If you don't let it dry up enough, you're gonna get clumpy rice. If you let it dry up to a nice, place, then you'll get perfect rice. So, it depends. So the rice right now, I keep it very simple, plain. I just add a little salt, a little oil. Today, I'm gonna try it with butter. Some people end up putting butter instead of oil, so I just go like, let me try it with butter. Let's see how that comes out.
I've had it with butter before. It's also good.
Really?
I put a little olive oil in my rice, like a capful, and
Okay.
or vegetable cooking oil. But I like to do the olive oil with some salt. Like you definitely need a little bit of salt in there.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna
Yeah.
do that right now too while we're talking. And yeah, I mean the secret I think to cooking it in the rice cooker, and I'm glad we're doing it 2 different ways because I was gonna do it
Yeah.
on the stove, but then I
Totally.
was like, oh, let me just do it in the rice cooker. Um,
Yeah.
I think the secret to doing it in the rice cooker is you got to stir it around first, right, with the oil and everything like that. You want all the rice to get oil, and
Okay.
then also once it absorbs the water,
Mm-hmm.
you want to flip it. So it's just like in the pot when the water absorbs and it's boiling and everything before you lower the heat. Like once you lower the heat, you're gonna want to flip it and go from like the outside in, like fluffing it, you know. So it's the same thing here with the rice cooker. You're gonna want to fluff it either once it stops cooking or once it's like the water is absorbed, and then I leave it for maybe like 10 minutes after that on keep warm because
Okay.
I don't feel that it's fully cooked, even though it says it's cooked. I like it to be like really like not mushy or soft, but like steamed enough that it's sometimes it's still a little bit hard with the rice
Yeah.
cooker. You know,
Yeah.
it's just mine. But I think, getting really used to your equipment is the best way to make a delicious dish because you know what works for you, you know?
Yeah. I tried the rice cooker before, and it's just not my friend.
Is that your friend?
It's not my
That's so
friend.
funny.
So I literally just keep it to the pot. Like I feel like it's so simple in the pot that I was just like, I'm not gonna mess with, what's perfect already so far.
That's so funny. Yeah,
But
don't
I
mess
think
with it.
it's easy.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
Yeah.
So we got some people on here. Lillian is saying she's gonna teach me how to make sofrito. Gana's laughing at my dad's sofrito, and
Yeah.
I haven't used it in so long.
Yeah.
Jillian, which is Miriam's cousin, she said that she gave me actually a recipe in the comments, which I'm gonna try. And Gana
Yeah.
says she does the same thing with the Dominican and Jamaican food. She takes out what she doesn't like. I think that's the best thing.
Yep.
You know,
That
you
is
just make
so true.
it your own for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
that is
true.
right. Priscilla's on. Isaac is on. We have a bunch of folks watch. No pressure. We got some folks watching us today.
Yeah, no,
I
I'm just talking to you right now in my mind. In my mind, I'm only talking to you so I don't get nervous.
no, it's cool. It's. I honestly love doing this because I love really like hearing other people's stories. I love when people make the dishes and they're like, "That was easy," or "It came out delicious," or
Yeah.
like that is great. Or sometimes people will message me and ask more questions later on, or
Yeah.
whatever the case. So that to me just makes it really fun.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. I like I said, I'm keeping it simple, so you'll see that it'll be done pretty quick. It's not that many ingredients. Just so everybody kind of has an idea when it comes to like curry. Curry it is just a mixture of a bunch of spices, and there's depending on where you buy your curry from, they might have different variants and things like that.
Right.
But usually it has turmeric, chili powder, ground coriander, ground cumin, ground ginger, and pepper. So that can vary, but that's really what it's made up of. And all those ingredients are like ingredients that are used a lot in like Indian cooking.
Right.
Like we have like our staples, in the
Right.
Spanish, and we use certain things for almost everything. Those are kind of like the spices that they use for a lot of their dishes.
And you were telling me about like the yogurt and stuff like that when they make yogurt,
Yeah.
that it's in a
Yeah.
lot of dishes on the side.
Yeah. So because a lot of their dishes are spicy, um, a condiment that is often put on the table is usually yogurt, and they tend to use yogurt and mix it in with their food to kind of like, I guess, die down the heat a little bit. And with certain dishes, I mean, it goes well, So when I was in India, I think yogurt was like my best friend.
That's so
I
funny.
practically put it on almost everything because they're what they consider like authentic Indian cooking. I feel what they consider like mild is just not mild at all for me. So I use a lot of yogurt.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
So for people who don't know you, um, you are married to somebody who is Indian and you're Dominican. I mean, that's not a mix you eat every day, right? So
Yeah.
how did you guys meet? Tell us a little something.
Oh my gosh. We're going back.
Yeah.
Let me see. Actually, I went to a friend's birthday party who was celebrating it at a club.
Uh-huh.
And I actually wasn't gonna go, but one of my friends, Angie and Michael together, which
Yeah.
both of them convinced me to go. Like, you gotta go out. We haven't been out for a while. Let's go. And I was just like, no, I don't really want to, but I went. And luckily I did because at that
Yes.
party, Rohan was there at that party. So we ended up meeting there.
So crazy.
That
So
was actually Club Exit, I think.
what happened?
The name of the club was Club Exit
Oh,
back in the
exit.
day.
Okay. I've been there before. That's so funny. That was one time.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
That's crazy. I can't, like, what if you guys had never met, that
I know, and it's so funny because I didn't even want to go. So it was like, wow, you guys really pushed it there, and it changed my life.
yeah. So, you have them to thank also.
Yeah, totally.
That's so funny. And we have our friend Riza on the phone on the live too. Hi Riza.
Oh, nice.
She might do a live with me also.
Oh, nice. I haven't seen Riza in a while.
Yes.
Long time.
We were talking about that. She has some dishes that she really loves to make. And it's kind of like her signature dish.
Yeah.
I think that's really fun,
Cool.
to share those kind of dishes with other people. And as you can see, like for me, I've been cooking for years and there's certain things that are pretty simple that I'm like, I don't know how
Yeah.
to make that.
Yeah.
So like sofrito. Like I can buy it made. That's it. I know people are gonna take away my half Puerto Rico card when this is over. But in my
That's so
defense,
funny.
it was never allowed in the kitchen growing up. I did mention that in a earlier show. So I'm doing my best, okay?
Yeah. So let me see if I could kind of flip this and see if I could show a little bit of the rice, how it's drying up, for those of you who are kind of doing it on the pot. But I don't know if I could flip this.
We have Ashley on.
Yep, there we go.
Alexandra.
Okay. So let's see if I can get a good view of this. All right.
Okay.
So right there where you get those little bubbles starting, you have to let it dry up a little bit more than this.
Okay.
For it to come out okay. Because when you start to, let's say for example, if you do it too early, there's too much water left there, and that just makes clumpy rice. Although, let me tell you, I've messed up many rices in my life, and I feel like I have a hack for everything. So if you ever feel like when you're flipping that rice, like, oh, this is too sticky, like I left too much water in here.
Yes.
I would say continue to cook it and do not cover it.
Right.
Don't cover it. Let that air, let all that water just keep evaporating out of there, and it'll dry it up a little bit better.
Was it
And
you
then,
that was saying
yeah.
if it's burnt or tasting burnt to put an onion in it?
No, no, but that's interesting. Who said that?
Yeah, I've heard that before. That if it's like have a burnt flavor or burnt smell to it, to put an onion in it and it'll absorb that. That's what I've heard.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, I never heard that one. And then when it comes out, let's say you feel like it didn't cook enough,
Mm-hmm.
I would say just add a few tablespoons of water,
Yes.
close that up again, and just leave it for like another 10 minutes on there,
Yeah.
like, and it'll help. It'll help. Like, sometimes it'll like bring it to that point, like, okay, it's fine, it's perfect. Sometimes it might need a little more help,
Yeah.
but that's usually what I do.
It's the same for the rice cooker. You know, you can leave it even like the lid a little bit open or
Yeah.
completely uncovered. So either way
So
you do it.
yeah. So real quick, this is how I kind of let it dry up. Like, you don't see any water,
Yeah.
you know. And at that point, that's where I end up, you know, lowering the fire, and I cover it completely. Once I do that, that rice is going to be done in 30 minutes. So in 15 minutes, I tend to go back, look at it, flip it,
Right.
and then close it up for another 15 minutes. When I go check it, if I see like, okay, there was too much water in there, it's a little sticky, then I won't put the cover back on. But if I see like it's fine, everything looks good, I just put the cover back on and the last 15 minutes, and that's it.
And you just flip it once, right?
Once.
Me.
Once.
Yeah. I think more than that, it just gets like
Yeah.
all weird.
It's just wasting time. Yeah. So let me start, I guess, with the chicken. So this has been marinating a little bit. Of course, it's always best to marinate it if you want longer, an hour before, or however.
Right.
But we're literally just gonna put some oil in the pot. We're gonna put the chicken, the onions, everything in there, and we're gonna cook it as if we're just cooking some Spanish chicken.
Okay. So should I put the oil in the pan now?
Yeah, put the oil in the pan, let it heat up a little,
Okay.
and then I'll start it with you too.
Are you on a medium heat?
I am full blown heat.
Okay.
Yeah. So high heat, pretty much. Um, we'll put everything together. Since I tend to slice the chicken, not thin, but just not like these chunky squares, then it should be done at the same time as the onions kind of saute in there, you know?
So you put the chicken in already, or you're just waiting for the oil to get hot, right?
I'm waiting for it to get a little warm at least,
Yeah.
and then put it in there because everything is gonna kind of get mixed up. Once this cooks, you're gonna see that the only thing we're gonna add after that is gonna be the curry and then salt to taste.
And the coconut milk.
And the coconut milk, yeah.
Okay.
And those things will kind of blend in there pretty good. Oh, sorry. And when the coconut milk goes in there, we'll end up putting the chicken bouillon.
Okay.
So a little cubito de pollo. I usually put it when I throw that coconut milk in there because it's watery and it helps that cube to dissolve. You can put it in there at any time. You could put it in there now when you put the chicken and the onions. The only thing you have to be aware of is that you're gonna have to kind of help that little chicken bouillon melt.
Right. That's fine. Okay, so we got some comments on here. We have Alexandra that loves sticky rice. I do too. And we got Hannah who left and came back. She wants to get a snack. I get hungry with these shows too, let me tell you. Oh my gosh, I got Miriam Lossel on here too. Oh, okay. Mine is very hot. I'm gonna put in the chicken.
Yeah, me too. So I would say, move the chicken around a little bit, but add some water. Add a little bit of water to help it, like, settle down and,
Okay.
get a little sauce going.
Okay. I got Kathy on the video too. Hi, Kathy. Like half a cup of water?
Yeah, I would say like half a cup of water is good.
Okay. Yeah, that helped it calm down. It was crazy for a minute there. All right. Are you on high heat still, or you're on medium?
I am still on high heat.
Oh, girl, you're so daring. Okay, let's put it back up.
Yeah.
Listen, my oil went crazy. I don't know what happened there, but once I added the chicken, it calmed down a little bit, and then when I added the water, it definitely chilled out. So that was good.
Yeah.
And
then little by little, what you're gonna do is, I always tend to keep like a little bit of water on the side. So as I start, turning that chicken, cooking it, if I see that it's drying up a little bit, I'll add a little more water here and there.
Okay. So I'm just gonna get some water prepared. And
on the side. I kind of literally put it, just have it on the side, and I literally put it in the same bowl the chicken was, so it could take a little bit of that seasoning. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm making some for my mom too, and she doesn't eat chicken. So what I'm gonna do is I already chopped up some onions and garlic and cilantro to put on the side, and then I'm gonna put the chicken bouillon. Oh wait, she doesn't eat chicken, so I can't add this to it. Is it gonna taste okay without that?
With which one?
Is it gonna taste okay without the bouillon cube, you think?
I think it's what gives it the best flavor. But do you happen to have the vegetable one? The vegetable seasoning?
No, girl.
Or you know what? You could use how about adobo? You got adobo?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, use that.
Then I would be banned from cooking altogether if I didn't have adobo. Somebody would go through the phone and slap me. That's
That's what it's funny because a lot of Rohan's family is vegetarian.
Yeah.
I tend to get the chicken bouillon and also the vegetable version.
Okay.
So whenever I would end up using the chicken one, instead of that, I'll just use the vegetable version.
Okay.
But the adobo's fine. That's similar.
And you had said some veggies too, right? So
yeah. I'll end up adding the veggies at the end with the other ingredients.
Okay, I'm gonna get my veggies ready because I'm gonna do carrots, like baby carrots, and peas.
Nice.
And my friend Kathy is on, and Steve, who is like the podcast guru. He's the guy who invited me to join the SMB podcast channel. So hi, Steve. Nice. They're watching too. So this is exciting.
Yeah.
So we're just letting the chicken cook a little, right?
Yeah, letting it cook. Just flip it here and there.
Okay, flip it. I'm not doing that.
Here and there. Let's see if I could turn this around.
It's already.
So this is what it's kind of looking like so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It smells great.
Yeah, it does.
Smelling fantastic in here. So that is good. Alexandra is watching while drinking a beer. That is so cool. It's so relaxing, she says. And my friend Angela's on. Hi.
Nice. Cool.
The carrots really small so that they can cook kind of fast. Because if not, they're going to take forever.
Oh yeah, since you're using carrots, yeah, throw them in there now.
Okay.
Cause the vegetables that I'm using are kind of soft vegetables. Like I'm gonna put some peas and carrots, but I'm gonna use the canned version today.
Okay.
Fresh is always best, but today we're gonna use cans, you know. And I'm also gonna put some broccoli, and broccoli tends to get done real quick, and it'll fall apart.
Yeah.
You know, if it's there too long. So I'm gonna add my vegetables towards the end. But since you're adding fresh carrots, definitely add them now, so it'll give them time to kind of cook down.
So, my friend Gabe is also on. That's cool. Hopefully, his wife Christine is there too. Miss you guys. Some friends also. All right, I'm adding the carrots.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll add a couple more. Give it some color. So my husband doesn't like broccoli.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I try not to use it that much. You tolerate it?
Okay. Tolerate it.
My friend Kelly said if she's using frozen peas and carrots, should they go in now?
They're kind of small, so they tend to kind of cook pretty quickly. Yeah, I will put them now. I will put them now because the chicken's not really gonna take that long.
Okay.
You know, to cook right here.
Okay. Cutting these guys up small. Okay.
So you could feel free to cover it if you want to. Okay. That helps a little bit to, you know, get it to be done a little quicker.
Yeah.
As well. So
okay, I'm
let them cover it for a bit. And then I gotta check my rice in a few minutes.
Oh, let me stir it first.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, nice. We even have some comments of what other people put in their sofrito. That is good to know, let me tell you.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Garlic, green pepper, red pepper, onion, recao, ajicito. Yep. All those. Yep. Vinegar, oil. Yep.
Hey, Ronnie. Got Ronnie on here. Yeah. Oh. Okay, so my rice popped, right? That means it's done cooking, but it's not really. So I'm going to flip it, and then I'm going to leave it on keep warm for like a while. Probably until I eat it, but I'm going to unplug it probably in about 10 minutes, only because if I leave it, it gets like pegao on the bottom.
Okay.
Even though it's a rice cooker, because I put the oil, and my husband doesn't really care for pegao. So, you know, we gotta keep them in consideration, right? When we're doing
yeah. We gotta do what they like.
Yeah. We gotta keep them happy. Yep. Yeah, I'm shouting you out.
Yeah, I'm about to flip my rice too. Give it another 15.
Let's see. All right. And when I finish flipping the rice, I kind of like flatten it out again. You know?
Okay.
I don't know if I should, but I think that helps. All right.
You know, it's so funny because there was like this meme I saw the other day that said if your girlfriend when she flips the rice puts it like in a little mountain, they were like she's Dominican. Because a lot of us Dominicans tend to do that. I don't know why. Maybe there's some benefit to it, you know, but I tend to do kind of similar like you. I will flip it.
Yeah.
And I kind of keep it flat, you know, but I'll fluff it up a bit. But I don't do the mountain. I don't know.
All right, so I'm going to add my peas now, too, because I haven't done that yet, and they're frozen.
And they're frozen. Okay, good.
This looks so pretty already, like the green and the orange. I guess depending on whatever veggies you put, you can put maybe like, I don't know, would you put corn in something like this? Like cut up corn?
I don't know. I don't know if I would put corn. But the peas, the carrots, I think go well with it.
Yeah.
Broccoli, I feel goes well with it.
Okay.
Those are pretty like staples, you know. Yeah.
We got Carmen on here. Hey guys, this is so cute. All right, so.
Oh, cool.
It's cooking on there. It's making its way through. So that's good.
So we don't really have much stuff left. Once we see that that chicken is done, like it's pretty good, or like to the point that it's like almost done, that's it. We'll just end up putting the curry, the coconut milk, and the chicken bouillon, and that'll be it.
Okay. And
You know, and then we'll just leave it there, you know, for a little while so it could like cook, you know, evaporate a little bit so the sauce gets a little thick.
okay. My friend's mom, Carmen Acevedo, I grew up with her. You know, she was my grandmother's friend, like growing up in church. And she's
Yeah.
us Puerto Ricans make a little mountain of the rice too.
Oh, you see?
I missed that somehow growing up. Again, I was never allowed in the kitchen, so
Yeah. Let me tell you, my mother makes a mountain too. My mom makes a mountain too. I don't know why I'm not doing it either, but I mean,
I don't know. We should try it. Why, Carmen? How come? Why?
yeah, maybe somebody knows why. There has to be like some benefit to it, you know?
Yeah. You're gonna have to look it up when this show is over.
Yep.
That's so funny. Alright, I think my chicken is looking good.
Yeah.
It's definitely white. And let me just check the inside by cutting a piece in half. Let me see.
Yeah.
I always check with like the fattest piece that I can find.
Yes, I do the same.
And it looks good. It looks very cooked already. Like very white on the inside too. So
Yes.
I think
Okay,
it's
good.
probably good.
Yeah. So I would say right now, you could leave it uncovered and try to dry up all that juice that's there because we don't want it too wet.
Okay. Oh, she responded. Let's see. She said, "No se apresta para que crezca." Oh, okay. So that it could grow. That's why. So that the rice could get fluffy.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yes.
I'm gonna try it.
We'll have to try that.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if my rice comes out more fluffier.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the best part of the show is that you're hearing from other chefs, other people who have been cooking forever. They know all these tips
Yeah.
and tricks, and they're teaching all of us this, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Totally.
like having 100 moms, you know what I mean? Like telling you,
Yeah.
okay, do this, try this, let's do this. And then also having people being like, wow, I never tried that before, you know?
Yeah.
Yes, that's true. You see? She's so cool.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I know. I agree.
you gotta put yourself out there sometimes. You know, I know somebody had said that you know, oh, it's like brave of you to do these shows, and it is nerve-wracking. I mean, you know, I convinced you to do it, and
I know.
I think you were a little nervous at first, but after a while, I mean, it's
Yeah. No, and I don't mind the little mistakes that happen, you know, during the cooking channel because those are things that happen while you're cooking at home too, you know?
yes, that's what
Yeah.
mom was saying. That's what she was saying. She was
Yeah.
like, it's real. You know what I mean? Like you're seeing things that are gonna really happen, and then it's like, how do you fix that?
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
So I'm gonna stir it again.
Let's see. I'm gonna flip this a little bit. I'll put what it looks like. So we're gonna try to let this dry up a little bit.
Is that your
It's a
friend
little wet.
Victoria on the line?
Mm-hmm.
Victoria Cumberbatch? Is that a friend of yours?
Oh yeah, Victoria. Hi,
Yes,
Victoria.
hello.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna show you what mine is looking like.
Good. Yes, that looks good.
It's still a little wet though.
Yeah.
It's still a little wet, so I'm gonna let it keep drying out.
Okay.
And I
Yeah, it'll dry out a little more. As it starts to dry out, you're gonna see it starts to get a little color.
yeah.
You know.
So funny trivia kind of thing. When me and a friend of mine first got an apartment together, this girl that I used to know left.
Okay.
She and I got an apartment in Brooklyn. I want to say 2004, 2005. I think you worked there. You've seen that apartment before.
Maybe.
In Greenwood, in Brooklyn. It was like off the F line or something. And we lived above an Indian couple. They had to be like in their 80s. They had rented us the apartment upstairs. And it was a crazy apartment. Like, it was a railroad apartment, okay? So,
Oh,
have you ever been in a railroad apartment?
yes, yes, I have.
Where like
It's crazy.
one room leads into the next room, leads into the next room?
Yes.
Showed us the closet, okay?
Hmm.
It was like a closet in the living room slash dining room, and
Okay.
they opened one door, right? Closed it, went around the other side, opened the other door, like if it was two closets. It was just
Okay.
one closet with like two doors.
Yeah.
Hilarious. So anyway,
Oh my God.
my friend Beth and I we moved there together, and they cook curry every day.
Oh, oh
The
my God.
smell of
That was
curry was like everywhere. And the thing for me
yeah,
is that I like curry, so it didn't really
yeah,
bother me, you know. I mean, after a while, it's like okay, you know,
yeah,
we're putting like candles
yeah,
and those little like
yeah,
plug-ins or whatever after a while. But
yeah,
some people really, really hate the smell of curry,
yeah, yeah,
so they're
yeah.
not be.
Let me tell you, for this dish, I don't put enough curry to make it smell that much.
Okay.
Because I like a mild curry, like
Yeah.
the what it complements the food. I don't want it to taste so much like pure curry. Although there's dishes that are made with just curry, as the main seasoning, and it will smell strong. Yeah, and some people don't like it. Some people love it. So
Yeah, it's your personal thing.
yeah.
For sure. Okay, I'm gonna unplug the rice cooker because enough is enough. And all right, so now we're just waiting on the chicken. Let me just stir it again. I think my water's almost gone.
That makes it so
Right. That was a crazy apartment, though. Oh my
yeah.
gosh, that was crazy. Those are crazy times. Oh my gosh, we had this horrible smell one time that was just like, what is that smell? Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
what is that smell? And we didn't know what it was, right?
Yeah.
So I'm asking my roommate, I'm like, what is that? It smells like a mouse. I don't know, something. I couldn't tell what it was.
Yeah.
The door to the freezer was a little bit open for like the longest time.
Uh-huh.
And there was a chicken on the door of the freezer, a frozen chicken that had started to decompose.
Oh my goodness.
What a horrible smell. It's not like these modern freezers that we have now that, when
Yeah.
anything is open, it starts to beep or whatever. This is back in
Yeah.
the day.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we got Alexis on. Hi. All right, so this thing is going crazy, girl. It's sizzling
So
all,
yeah.
all crazy.
Right now is when you add the curry and add the coconut milk. And I would say maybe try first with half a can of coconut milk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this thing is hard. It's got like a top layer thing.
So just to make sure yours says coconut milk, not coconut cream, right?
Yeah, coconut milk unsweetened. So I should mix it, right?
Perfect. Yeah.
Okay.
Mix it a little bit.
I'm gonna put in half. Okay, and then how much curry am I putting in?
I would say start with like a tablespoon,
Okay.
maybe a little less than a tablespoon first, because it's better to do a little less than too much.
Okay. So let me rinse my hands. I'm all milked up here. All right, and I'm gonna I put in the milk. I'm gonna just like stir it real quick, and then I'll do. You said half a tablespoon.
Yeah, like start with maybe like almost a tablespoon, but not quite.
Okay. I got my little thingies here, these cuties that my mom gave me.
And then at this time, also don't forget to put the. Oh well, actually, you didn't put the chicken bouillon. You used
No, not
adobo.
yet.
So okay, good.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
So anybody who needs to put the chicken bouillon, I would do it at this point.
Oh, I'm gonna put it in mine. I'm gonna make a separate one for my mom.
Oh, okay.
This is the one I open. There we go. This smells really good. This powder
Whoa.
smells awesome. Ralph Messenger is watching. Hi, Ralph. That's so cool. All right, I'm gonna start with a half a tablespoon because that's really kind of big, and I'm scared.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's better to start little
Yeah.
and then more.
Okay. So I'm doing the half. Wow, that smells so good. And it's really strong.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just mixing that in, right?
Yeah.
Wow, that smells fantastic. Holy cow. And it's giving, like, the coconut milk that yellow color.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like right now, if I can. Yeah, there we go. So this is looking really good. Is this yellow enough, Mercedes, or do you think I should add more?
Yeah, that's pretty good. At this point, I would ask you to taste it a little bit. Taste the sauce. See if you feel like you need to add a little bit more curry or a little salt.
Okay, let's see. Super hot, so hopefully I don't burn myself.
Yeah.
Wow, oh my gosh, it tastes so good. Wait,
Cool.
I'm gonna let my husband taste it. Hold on. Here. You can stick your finger. Yo, this is delicious. Oh my goodness, girl. This tastes so good. I didn't even put the chicken in it yet. Like chicken bouillon cube, and it tastes so good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Cool. So for those of you who are using the softer vegetables, like let's say the broccoli or the peas and carrots that are, let's say, canned and not frozen, then I would say add it at this point. So I'm adding my broccoli right now and some peas and carrots.
Should I add more, you think, of the spice, or do you think it's okay? I'm gonna just add a little bit more. A little bit more. I had the half a tablespoon already, but I'm just gonna put a little more, like a sprinkle of the curry on there, a little bit more. There we go. Okay. The holes on this thing are huge, so I had to be very careful. Adding more. Because I do not
Let me
want
flip this and show you guys
honestly.
what we're doing here.
Wow.
So these are my peas and carrots with the broccoli, and we just kind of mix this up a little bit.
That looks really good.
Let that get blended. I feel like on camera it doesn't like translate as yellow.
Yeah.
As it is in person, but you know, you'll gauge it there a little.
Yeah, mine is very yellow. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Does it look yellow to you? It looks yellow, right?
Yeah. Looks good.
It looks, oh my god, it smells so good.
Cool.
Okay, am I putting the bouillon cube in yet?
Yes, you're putting it in there. You're gonna put the chicken bouillon in there.
Okay, the whole.
And then just help it to dissolve, like mush it a little bit in the sauce and then mix it in.
Okay.
So you put adobo already. So I would say to be a little bit careful with the chicken bouillon because, I don't want it to be too salty, like with both seasonings. So maybe put a little bit, maybe put half of a chicken bouillon, just in case.
Okay, so I only put adobo in the one I'm making for my mom.
Oh, okay. So then you could use this one then.
Yeah, but I'll take some out anyway because I don't want it to be too salty, and we have a little bit of high blood pressure in the house.
Okay.
I'll take out like a third of it.
Yeah. And then just taste it. You mix it up, taste the sauce, and if it tastes good enough, it's not salty, then you could keep it that way.
Oh my goodness, I want to eat this now. This smells so good.
Cool.
Oh my gosh, we have Dilcia is on here too. That is Mabel's mom. She's also Dominican. She's from the Dominican Republic. So
yeah,
she is watching as well. This is really cool. A lot of new faces today.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this smells so good. I'm gonna try it again.
Okay.
My husband always laughs because we watch a lot of cooking shows here in the house, and he's always laughing when people who are the chefs try their food, and they're like, "Oh my god, that's delicious," you know. He's like, "Oh my goodness, these people are crazy."
But you're actually tasting it for the first time.
It's good.
You know, this particular recipe,
Yeah.
you know?
I think the chicken cube made it taste more Spanish.
Yeah, yeah, it does. It kind of like balances it,
Yeah.
you know? If you were doing like actual, let's say, chicken curry, you wouldn't use the chicken bouillon.
Yeah.
And then you'll add a couple of other Indian seasonings and call it a day.
Right.
So, you know, that's the little flair right there. The sofrito and a little bit of the chicken bouillon.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Delicious. It's really, really good. I'm gonna turn it off because I think it's like starting to go crazy. My Denny's on here. Christine de Jesus. Hi, Christine. How you doing? That's cool.
Nice. So if you feel like it's drying up a little bit, just put a little bit more coconut milk.
Okay.
You know, and that's it. But technically, right before you put that coconut milk, that chicken was cooked already, you know?
Right. Yes.
So everything should be pretty good.
Yes. And this is what mine looks like.
Yeah.
So Christine says she's doing good. That's awesome. All right. So I think this is done.
Yeah. That's it, girl.
Awesome. That's so
pretty simple.
It was easy. It really was easy. And it didn't take that long. I think all the getting online and everything else took a while, but it didn't take long.
So, pretty good.
Yeah.
So it was pretty interesting today.
We're gonna have to get you back on. Oh wow, Kelly says hers tastes great. I love that you're cooking.
Nice.
That is so cool. Like
no, I love it that she's trying it at the same time we are. That is like so cool.
That's the best part of all of this. And the thing is, I've never made this before. It's super simple and easy. I'm definitely gonna make it again. You know.
Cool. And then you could jazz it up. You know, jazz it up with some different vegetables.
Yes.
You know, you could even add a couple of more, if you're familiar with some of the Indian, you know, seasonings, you could add a little more cumin, a little more this or that. But I tend to keep it simple. I'll even add, sometimes, I didn't do it today, but sometimes I'll add like a little bay leaf.
Oh, that's
you know,
right.
that
helps in the bay leaf. Yes.
Yeah, sometimes that helps the sauce to give it a little different flavor there, you know?
Yes, for sure. All right, awesome. So the next show I'm gonna do some Italian food. I know that I had mentioned before, like growing up, I had lived with my godmother for a little while, and she cooked a lot of Italian food also. And we used to hang out every Sunday with one of her really good friends from Italy. And so she taught me how to make sauce, and she taught me how to make a bunch of different dishes. So not exactly sure what we're gonna make, but we're gonna make probably Italian food. I know my mom mentioned she wants to make soup at some point, and there's this recipe she got for like a cheesy bread that's super easy to make. So that sounds really good. So depending, we might do that one next or whatever. But we got a couple of good, you know, recipes lined up, and hopefully we can get Riza wrangled in so she could teach us. She says she does like an amazing mashed potatoes, and chicken piccata, which is good. And then she makes like this French toast that is to die for on bread. So these are all things, you know, I want to do some fried foods also, like bacalaitos and acapulcas and stuff like that. I think that'll be great. I know my cousins from Long Island were saying that they were really excited about some of the fried stuff also. So, you know, it's just basically like a community thing, you know, where we're all sharing recipes and things like that, which is great.
Cool. I can't wait for the Italian one.
The Italian one. I know, that's why I mentioned it, because I know the last time when I had said something, you were like, yes, I want to see that one. So I'll definitely be sure, you know, that you know when it's gonna be. And then, you know, I always try to support small business. So my hubby actually is going to be my featured person that I'm going to mention today.
Cool.
Yes, he has a podcast also, which is, he actually has two, you know.
Mm.
Um,
I know about his wrestling one, but what's the other one?
well, the other one is Nightmares on J Street.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yes, and
Oh,
I've done a couple of them with him. One was like a review of Friday the 13th, and the other was a review of Scream.
cool.
That's Hey Medina. And it was like he was gonna name one horrors with the wife, but I was like, no, please don't.
I love it.
He's like, you know,
Oh my gosh.
that's so funny. So he's gonna do
I, Jay, I would have convinced her to do it. I love that title.
So babe, come on the screen. He's actually in the process of doing a website with our friend Eddie, who does beautiful work. He did my mom's Design by Phoebe website. I don't know if you have seen that a while ago, and he does a ton of stuff. So this is Jay.
What's up? What's up?
So tell us a little about your podcast and things like that.
Well, as my lovely wife just told everyone, I've actually been podcasting on the low for about 5 years. Had a show in 2015 with my boy Izzy, and we did about good 40 episodes. You know, life happens and couldn't record anymore, so started doing Facebook Live videos before it was popular.
Yes,
you know,
that's what he always says.
Yeah, it's true. I take that, you know. So
taking the credit.
So I did a bunch of those, and then a mutual friend of a friend, Dan, told me, you know, him and Steve, who do the S&D podcast, have been doing that for a long time. So Steve hit me up and was like, yo, you know, you want to get back in the podcasting game? I was like, yeah, sure. So been doing that for the past 3 years, my main wrestling show. And then just started the Heart podcast a couple months back with this lovely one right here. And like she said, I'm gonna do one with her mom down the road. I'm gonna do one with my dad down the road too, because they, you know, they have that history of watching the old school movies back in the day. So it's be cool to talk about that. So yeah, you know, like she said, I got big things coming, and I'll keep everyone posted as when everything starts happening. So.
Yes. Yeah. So if you haven't liked his page yet on Facebook, Jay's Weekend Wrestling, and I think you're gonna start one for the horror.
Yeah, I'm gonna set something up for the horror
show. Yeah. So that's really fun, and he's the one who got me into even thinking about doing a podcast, and then Steve had offered it, and so that was really fun. And you know, I think it's so good that we can all kind of network with each other. You know, in terms of like, okay, now Eddie's going to help with the website and Steve is helping with the podcast. And, you know, he got to interview Ricky Reyes, is his name?
Yeah.
Because my daughter's godmother, Love, her little brother is like not little, he's huge.
Little big brother.
And
big
he's a wrestler.
Yes,
hi Vince. And we're actually waiting for our shirts from him. We're going to feature him.
Yeah, we ordered some shirts. We're going to feature you, bro.
So, you know, it's just like, and he's the one who introduced Jay to Ricky, and then he did an interview, and that's just how it is, you know? It's like one person knows somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody, and I think that's awesome, you know?
Yeah.
So it all works out. Yep.
Oh.
She's doing a magnificent job.
I'm trying.
Yes, totally.
If anybody's really benefiting from this is me.
Because you get to eat.
I get to eat all of it, so. And everything turned out great.
Funny.
So
yeah, thank you. So thank you so much, Mercedes, for showing us.
Yes, thank you. I'm about to tear into this chicken.
Yeah, we're about to eat.
I know. I hope Jay likes it.
I'm sure he's gonna love it because he tasted this and he was like, "This is fantastic." So
cool.
And hopefully you'll be back again with a dish, and we'll go from there.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on the show. Bye, guys. Have a great
Bye.
And bye to everybody on the S&D podcast channel. Thank you for listening. Bye.